How do I get my passion back? You know, many times in life, it's easy to get run down and you feel like, man, I've lost my energy for this. I'm not enthusiastic about anything. Today, I want to remind you of your calling, your purpose, stir up the gift within you. I'm Amy. This is Stick with the Plan. Stay right here. Let's get right into it. So glad you joined me today. You know, I had a friend ask me recently, like, how do I get my passion back? What do you do when you feel like I'm not enthusiastic anymore? I mean, I'm not intense about anything. You know, I just feel like, you know, you're kind of just coasting through life. We weren't made to be that way. In fact, one of my favorite verses is in Revelation 3:16, where the Lord is saying, I don't want you to be lukewarm. Don't just be medium. You know, I want you to be hot or cold. It even goes on to say, or I'll spew you out of my mouth. That's the Lord talking there in a letter to that city. And I was researching the city there, and it said that the water there outside the city, really they had some cool water that was so nice to drink because it was so cold and refreshing. And they also had hot springs, bubbling springs. It said boiling springs. But when they piped this water in, that it became lukewarm by the time they got it into the city where the people could use it, and it picked up minerals. And it actually, if they would drink this water, the people would get sick. So now we see that reference why the Lord would say that if you're lukewarm, I don't even want you. But how many times in life you look around at other believers and you think, man, they're not hot or cold. What happened to the season when you were just on fire for the Lord, where you couldn't get to enough meetings or enough church, and you just wanted as much as the Lord as you could get? Well, I want to stir that gift back up in you today just by talking about your first love. You know, if you were going to marriage counseling right now and they were trying to get you to fall back in love with your husband or your wife, they would say, why did you first fall in love with them? You know, and you can remember that. You know, if I think about my husband, Jay, we fell in love when we were little kids, but I loved something about him because he could walk in the room and have so much confidence. And we would be little kids and I'd be like, wow, I mean, he tells adults what to do. I loved his confidence. And so now if that irritates me, I think, man, he's a know-it-all. I have to go back and remember, oh, but that's what I loved about him. So go back to why when you first fell in love with the things of the Lord, when you think about how good he was, what he picked you up out of, how he saved you. You know, when you start thinking about that, oh, I'm so glad the Lord completely changed my life. He made me brand new. And it stirs up, it makes that love for him more robust. You know, the more you talk about love, the more you fall into love. So I want to remind us, let's just fall in love with the Lord again by remembering our first love. What was it about what he did for us that just made it so easy to say yes to him? And then I was thinking, I had an example about, we just got back from vacation, and my little nephew, he had this love for dumplings. If you have little ones around you now, these squishy dumplings are all the rage, and you got to collect them, and some colors mean more. And so Judd was turning 7, so the whole week we see his passion for this. He's so enthusiastic about it. I mean, I was like, wow, he so wholeheartedly loves these squishies. And he made us all fall in love with buying him because it made him so happy. Now we're all looking up squishies and dumplings. My husband's buying them for him. Pastor Don, you know, it would be his grandfather, my father-in-law, got him these squishies for his birthday, and he opened them up and he got a golden squishy. It's his passion for it. It was love. It just stirred it. Our whole family started. Now we all love the dumpling squishies. But that's a silly example to bring it into the realm of your passion. It's contagious. That's why the devil doesn't want you to feel anymore. He doesn't want you to serve the Lord with your whole heart. Like Colossians 3:23 says that we do all things wholeheartedly unto the Lord. Meaning we give him our all. Not like we're doing it unto man. Whatever we're doing with all our heart, with all our passion. You know, that's what the Lord's looking for. Not lukewarm, not being cold, but being red hot for the things of the Lord. You know, my nephew Jed was so cute with those toys, but it made us all like, okay, now we're all passionate. And I noticed something about little kids. They do it with all their heart. When what they're intense about, what they're passionate about, that they're all in. And that's how we should be. There is another example that happened right here on this stage where my friend Shanna, her granddaughter was singing at Christmas. She was like 3 or 4. Mary, did you know? And her little face was so into it. And she was just giving it all she had with all her emotion and all of her heart. That's how we should do things unto the Lord, with all that's within us. You know, Jesus told us in Matthew 22 that we should love the Lord our God. This is our new commandment, with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our strength, all that we've got to love him with it. So if you ask yourself, Amy, where is that passion that I once had? We'll stir it up today. It's not gone. It's not lost. We think about how he first loved us. It's easy to love him. And then remember how contagious this passion is. You're turned on to the Lord. You're going to meetings. I'll call you all revivalists. Why? We can't get enough. We want the presence of God. We know how much he's changed us. We don't want to live cold anymore. We want to run hot for the Lord. And that's how you'll stick with the plans he has for you. Thanks for joining me today. I love hearing all that God is doing in your life. Keep those testimonies coming. And thank you for sharing this. New friends get to watch this because you are sharing this. If you're on YouTube, go ahead, turn on the bell, leave us a comment. If you're on Facebook, like this page. We'll have a brand new video for you next week. And remember, every Tuesday, we are live. I'll see you then.